Hello new types and welcome to my review of the rx-79 EC8 high-grade Gundam. A Gundam from the 08 MS Team series released in 2013. So it's an older kit by now. But is it any good? I sure think so. Let's find out why and jump straight into the review. To start, let's take a look at the box. On the front we see a nice illustration of the rx-79 EC8 Gundam. In the back we see a broken Saku, a different Gundam, and on the left side we also see a different Gundam. In the foreground we also see a few foot soldiers and we see them in a battle in an urban situation. On the first side we have pictures of the EC8 Gundam from the front and the back without the parachute. We have some text about the Gundam and an illustration of the Gundam fighting. On the other side we have the Gundam in some nice poses. First on a stand, on his knee we see some ways of movement of the Gundam and all the accessories that come in the box. And on the side we have the original price of the Gundam and it's 1600 yen. On this side is nothing special, just a picture of the Gundam. And the other side is exactly the same. This is how the Gundam looks straight out of the box. The parachute is attached, but more on that later. I put on some decals from the box, but did not panel line this kit yet. In my opinion, this Gundam looks pretty good. I like the off-white with the blue, but there's not a whole lot of surface detail. But that's fine to me, seeing this is a high grade and a grunt mobile suit. But there is some cool detail on this Gundam, but it's hidden behind some panels. Like for example, behind the chest piece, there's some pretty cool surface detail, but it's only viewable when you take off the panel, so that's a shame. Another example is here on the sides. Behind these pieces is where the sabers are stored, and there's some pretty cool detail in here as well. But it's not really visible until you take this panel off, which is a shame. The build on this Gundam is pretty good. It doesn't have any problems holding poses, and the joints are pretty strong. This is for the legs and the arms. There's not a lot of problem. The only problem with posing this Gundam is that the wrist joints are pretty weak. And especially when holding weapons, that's a problem. The wrist will go down and it has trouble holding its guns. The problem is that these hands are ball joints in polycaps. So there's not a whole lot of tension between them. But overall, that's the only problem I have with the build quality of this Gundam. Inside the box, besides the base Gundam you see right here, there are a few accessories. First of all, you get some decals, which is pretty nice for a high grade. These are the sticker ones, so they're not the best. But like I said, for high grade they're pretty good. You also get some foil stickers. The top ones are to secure the parachute to the backpack, and the standard camera stickers. You also get the parachute that's attachable to the back of the Gundam. That's this unit right here. And you get two beam sabers, a beam cannon, and a 100mm machine gun. Besides the fist hand, the holding hand for a weapon, you get two holding hands to hold the beam sabers and a pretty cool shield. If you have the ground type version of this Gundam, you can exchange the parachute with the supply box it comes with. So these two are interchangeable. I don't have it, so I can't show you, but that's a pretty cool trick. Now let's take a look at the articulation of this Gundam. Let's start with the head. The head is attached with a normal ball joint, so that means there's no front to back motion. But there is a little bit of side to side, all the way back, all the way to the front, and it can spin all the way around. So nothing special there. Then let's move on to the arms. First of all, we have the shoulder armor that can move independently to the arms. All the way up, all the way down. The arms itself, here are them all the way up, so that's not pretty good. All the way down, and they can turn 360 around normally, but the wire from the parachute doesn't allow this to happen. We have full rotation at the upper arm that can spin freely. Then the elbow, that's a pretty good articulation. And the arm that can, or the hand that can move at the wrist, because this is a normal ball joint, so it can move side to side, front, back. Then let's move on to the upper body. There's not a whole lot of side to side, that's all the way to the right and all the way to the left. The F crunch all the way forward and all the way to the back. It's not far, but it's pretty strong, it can hold its weight. And turning, this is all the way it goes. It's also attached to a normal ball joint, but the armor is holding it back. Then we move on to the skirting armor. The front flaps move up and down. The side ones can move up and down. And the back flap is non-moving. Next we have the upper leg. This one can turn all the way around. Then we have the knee that can bend at 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. Then you have the leg all the way to the front and all the way to the back. It can't move back because the plate is in the way. And all the way to the side. That's also 90 degrees, so pretty flexible there. And then at the ankle it can move forward and backwards. That's one of the cons of this kit. If you move the heel too far back, the piece will fall off because it's on a pretty weak ball joint. Last we have the feet side to side, all the way to one side, all the way to the other side. So it can move pretty far outwards, as you can see, but inwards it's less. And also with this movement, watch out because this piece will fall off. So overall, the articulation on this high grade is pretty good. There's some minor things like the F crunch, the rotation of the upper body, and these flaps falling off when you move the feet. But there's not a whole lot to complain about with the articulation of this kit. Let's start with the good parts. This Gundam style is great. It's pretty different from a lot of Gundams I have. The head looks great and I love the antenna setup on the head. The colors are great too. The off-white looks pretty good in this Gundam and the blue complements it well. The green stands out on the backpack, but I think it's a nice addition to the overall look of the Gundam. One of the biggest cons of the Gundam, in my opinion, is that you have to use stickers to secure the ribbons of the parachute to the Gundam shoulders. You only get 2 pairs of these stickers, so you can take it off and put it on as much as you like. One smaller con I have with this kit is that there are some really cool details that are hidden under panel lines like I showed you earlier. But overall, for a kit that's 7 years old by this time, it's pretty good. I like it and the poses are pretty good. The most annoying thing about posing this Gundam are the parts on the back of the feet that fall off. During my review of this Gundam, I think they fell off like 5 or 6 times trying to post this Gundam. In conclusion, the EC8 is an older kit, but in my opinion it still holds up in 2020. It's fun to build and the result is great. The extras in the box are nice, but a different way of attaching the ribbons to the shoulder would have been great. Overall, it's a nice Gundam and I think panel lining will make it even better. If you see it, definitely pick it up, it's worth the money and it's a nice piece on your shelf.